I realized after kind of reviewing some of the video from day 2 that there's some explanation kind of required, and also there wasn't as much video as day 1. Some of the day 1's going into day 2, and that's going to work out just great. But when I planned this out, the whole hike, it was about 12 miles a day, and that first day, just coming across the coast to the Keahau shelter was about 8 miles, and I was carrying 3-liter water bladder in my pack, and then 2 single 1-liter bottles in the sides. So I had 5 liters of water, and once I got to the Keahau shelter, then I was able to refill that. And the temperature throughout that first part was just fine, but then once I started going up the rise, and it was a pretty steep rise, and then as you saw, it got really warm, exposure to the sun, and I was just sweating all over the place. And I think I used, even when I got to the camp spot, which I found, which was kind of lucky, found one little spot that was flat and clear, that I could actually set up the tent, even though it was only about 10 miles in that day. I used water for dinner that night, used water for breakfast the next day, as well as I think I drank a full liter that night. So starting out the next day, I was starting out 2 miles extra, so it was almost a 14-mile day the second day, and with a lot less water. Had to coordinate with my wife. You can't do this without support. It takes a little bit beyond just you doing it. And the escape road kind of crosses the Chain of Craters road, and so was able to coordinate with her, which was tricky because there's not very good cell coverage over in the Volcano National Park. But was able to coordinate with her on meeting me with some water there, and that gave me enough water to make it all the way on up then to Kilauea Caldera, and meet her at the volcano house. When I was planning this, water was the concern every day, trying to figure out how much water I needed, and because of a shorter day on the first day and how much heat and how much water I actually used on that first day, didn't have enough for the second day. So you'll hear me talk about, meeting up with her and finding water. Probably too much wind, but got low on water. I couldn't actually check because it was in my bladder. Well, I suppose I could have, but it'd be a hassle. The way it was pulling out, I suspected I was getting low, so I contacted my wife. She grabbed a couple of about 3 liters of water, met me at the Chain of Craters road, and filled up. Then we did a little cheat. She drove me that quarter mile or half mile up to where the escape road continues, and got a nice little break. And now that we've got clouds, it's doing a little better. That temperature and total sun and coming up that incline, that was pretty brutal. Just trying to conserve water as I was doing it, but just blowing sweat. You use it up a lot, very fast. Anyway, heading up the other side of the escape road and up to Kilauea Caldera. Originally had plans to go down through Kilauea Iki, just because it'd be so cool to go through a little caldera, but you drop down 500 feet and back up I don't think at the end of this day I'm gonna be able to do that. So anyway, escape road on up Thurston lava tube, and we'll see about having a good night's rest tonight. Very different from just down at the coast. Probably gonna get rained on before I make it up to the caldera bit. That's all right. You're not having to walk on pavement or gravel, or really feels like a wide trail. And where I didn't hear anything down along the coast as far as birds or anything like that, only saw a couple. Here it's just sounds everywhere. Really different, which is what I was really wanting to experience, was all the differences, you know, as you go up. I could do with a little breeze, but it looks like it's gonna rain instead. Hard to hold the camera up. And yeah, not very good quality, but hopefully it gives some idea. Still have a couple miles to go to get to the Thurston lava tubes, which are closed, but that's fine. I'm not gonna, no plans to go in there anyway. So get there, and then there's probably about a mile and a half that I have to do to get to the volcano house. A nice shower and dinner and some good rest. Well, Kilauea Iki was an option to be able to go walk down through. You know, who doesn't want to walk across a crater? But the 500 feet drop and back up, just too much after the push coming up from the coast. Ooh. So, got about a mile left. Get to the volcano house. There's a spot here that has a massive concrete slab. So I'm taking a much needed break. Really no other places to sit.